there, guys. Well, it's a privilege to come to your way this new year with the first episode of the Home Economics Show for 2022. Hooray! We thank you all for joining us last year. We started around March, so this year March we'll be celebrating our first anniversary. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing our videos and liking and commenting and getting others on board. We really appreciate that. Remember the Home Economics Show? We create the standard. Today, we'll be looking at goals. It's the new year. A lot of people are making resolutions. People be like, oh, what's your new year resolution? What are you doing this year? What are your plans? That is what we'll be talking about today on the Home Economics Show. Remember, we deal with families, individuals, and communities. And goals are one of the motivators in management that we treat in home economics. When we say motivators, we are talking about the things that encourages us to do the things that we do. And so we'll look at standards, we look at events, we look at needs, we look at wants, and then we look at goals. And today, out of these motivations, we'll be talking about goals. One may ask, what are goals? Yes, goals are the things that you want to achieve, okay? Anything that you want to achieve that you've planned towards, that is goal. So the things that you want to accomplish, the things that you have emotion that you hope that at the end of a certain period, you're able to get, that is goal. And most often than not, when we talk about goals, quickly people think about financial goals. It's great to think about financial goals. But today on the Home Economics Show, we're going to dwell more about personal goals. Because this year, it's all about moving forward. It's all about improvement, but on a personal level. So as individuals and as family members, we'll be looking at personal goals. What can we really do to improve upon ourselves? We believe that if you are able to set personal goals for ourselves, we would then be able to achieve other goals that we set in other areas. So if you set health goals, for example, you want to maybe lose weight. I mean, I'm thinking of doing that, but I haven't firmed that up yet, guys, so hold it to me. So maybe you're thinking of that. Maybe you want to reduce your salt intake so that you don't get hypertension and all that. Those are kind of health goals that we are talking about. Then we have the financial goals. Maybe you realize that you spent a lot last year. You don't really want to spend a lot on things that you haven't budgeted for. Budgeting is also another topic on its own that we'll be treating in subsequent episodes. So stick with me on this one. Now, we have three main type of goals, okay? This whiteboard is going to be helping us for this episode. And so we have what we call the long-term goals or the ultimate goals, okay? So long-term goals, also referred to as ultimate goals. Then we have the short-term goals, right? Also known as intermediate, in between. Then we have what we call the means ends goal or the process goals or the day-to-day goals, all right? So these are the three main type of goals that as individuals and as families, sometimes unconsciously we do them, but we don't know that we are doing them. Now, usually we set the long-term goals first, okay? So a long-term goal can be that maybe you are an introvert, right? You've gotten a lot of feedback from friends and families that you need to be more sociable. And so your long-term goal is to maybe by the end of the first quarter, by March ending, you want to have made 3 new friends. You want to have gone to the beach with a group of people or something, right? Now, the short-term goal for that long-term goal is in between. So what are you going to do to be able to achieve this long-term goal? Okay. And then the means ends goals are going to be the everyday things that you do. So first of all, to be able to have 3 new friends by the end of March, your means ends goal, the process goal, the day-to-day goal, for example, will be 1, talking to people every day. So responding to WhatsApp messages from group members, calling people, sending texts, saying hi, checking up on people, going out of that comfort zone. As you do it every day, your short-term goal could be that by the mid of the first quarter, you go out once, right? And so as you talk to people every day, you are able to come to a point where you can be able to schedule a date. Remember, we treated dates earlier on, and we said dates is just going out, getting to know people. So you can go on a date for a short-term goal. Before you realize, by the end of the first quarter, which is March, you would have achieved going out with the 3 people that you wanted to. And slowly by the end of year, you would have made new friends. You'd have put yourself out there. So that is what we are talking about, goals. Okay. Another thing could be that research has shown that we need enough sleep to be able to accomplish a lot more during the day, right? And so that could be your goal. And you can make it such that every day you strive to finish your rounds and things by 6 p.m. Be home, you listen to the news, you spend time with family, and by 8 you are in bed. You check your emails, quickly respond to them, and then you sleep. Usually, we are dwelling on this because we sometimes take ourselves for granted. And for this year, 2022, and with what COVID has shown us for the past 2 years, we realize that self-care is very, very key and needed in our day-to-day living. And so, long-term goals, short-term goals, means end goals, right? These are going to be our guiding principles for the year. You can set a goal for yourself to decide that this year you want to exercise. What will be your means ends goal? The mean end goal, first of all, will be to get yourself out of bed every day. That is if you want to do it in the morning. If you want to do it in the evening, it means that you need to run up your things and not give excuses like telling Novella when the time is up for you to go running. Now, as you do these things every day, your short-term goal of walking or running or exercise will be achieved. And then the long-term goal of maybe losing about 10 pounds can be realized depending on the number of months that you give yourself. Okay? Simplified. Goals are the things we want to achieve. And usually goals are based on our values, and values are the things that we cherish most. So as individuals and as families and within our communities, as we strive to accomplish the goals in our workplaces, our church and our social groups, let's not forget to set goals for our personal development. Another goal that you can set for yourself for personal development, sometimes we get so caught up in work, like we need to achieve this milestone. We have some targets set. If you don't get this target right, your boss is going to come at you. We forget about ourselves. So for personal development, another goal can be that you go back to your hobbies. So for instance, one of the things on my bucket list is to learn salsa, okay? The goal here is that you are doing something that does not relate to work. Remember, it's about rejuvenation, it's about self-care, and it's about personal development. You are not going to set up something that relates to work. I'm not saying go for a course on Coursera, those free learning sites. No. Even if you go there, you are going to learn something that is different from what you do every day at work. Something that rejuvenates you, something that makes you happy, something that ticks, That is what we are talking about. Something that puts a smile on your face. So I hope to join a dance group and learn salsa. Wish me luck on that. So that could be my long-term goal, right? So every day I have to learn. First of all, go search which group do I want to join. Okay, the short-term goal will be to know the basic steps, right? And then by the time I realize, I'll be dancing salsa, which is my long-term goal and plan. And so, viewers, this is what we wanted to discuss with you. We wanted to give a tweak to goals. We wanted you to know that as much as we set financial goals, as much as we set health goals, even communal goals, as a family, you can have a goal, right? That our goal this year is to be more united. Those are the goals that we are looking out for this year. We should be able to be tolerable. And so to be united, every day you make sure that if there are issues and situations crop up, you solve them, right? The short-term goal could be that you link up with your cousins because you want your family to be united. And it's always advisable that at the younger age, you always pair up the little cousins with their cousins, because it's kind of like tough when they're already old and they go for a family function, like, oh, this is your cousin, your mother's sisters, your brothers. It's tedious, and sometimes it's difficult because at that time you've all grown up with your various values, and sometimes it's a bit difficult. Let's just be real. And so that once you meet your cousins and you are fostering that relationship, that goes for your long-term goal of unity in the family. So we are just trying to let you know to think outside the box, right? Let's look more inward. Let's do things that will make us thrive and happy. And over time, we would be able to then do more in our external environment. Because if you are not happy, if you are not rejuvenated, if you don't have a personal development, it's difficult to extend love and care to other people. So your assignment, audience and viewers, is to develop personal development goals for 2022. Okay? Are you an introvert? Do you want to be extrovert? Are you extrovert? Do you want to minimize the number of friends you have? Do you want to read more books this year? Okay? And I'm not talking about work books or school books. Other books that can give you other soft skills. Remember, in the world of work now, those are the things that they look out for. What extra are you bringing on board? Another, even last, before I round up, could be to travel. Traveling exposes us to so many things. New cultures, you get to meet new people, you are trying new dishes. Trust me, I like to explore and travel. My friends will tell you that. You can check my Facebooks. I travel. I have fun. But I plan towards that. Okay? I plan towards it. You save. So the long goal could be that, to travel. So this year, maybe find another. And let me chip this in. Traveling doesn't necessarily mean traveling outside the country. You can go somewhere in Ghana and have fun. You can go to a village you've never been before. Some of you are living in Accra. That is all you know. You don't know any other place outside Accra. We are talking about that. So maybe by mid-year, you can have that goal, right? Travel to, say, my region, Bronga Hafo, right? And so your means and goal could be saving. You start saving, right? Every day you start looking out for places that you would visit when you go there. And then the short-term goals will be to start making calls and contacts. Which guest house are you going to stay and all that. And then you have your long-term goal of finally traveling when the time is up. So that is what we are talking about, goals for this year. The goals that would rejuvenate you. Until we come your way again next week, don't forget to set up your own goals. Start from mean ends, have your long-term goal in mind. Have your short-term goals, means ends. And you can do this for individuals. You can do this as a family. And then you'll be able to enjoy your 2022. No stress. Okay? I gave you simple things that you can do and you can easily achieve. And that will make you continue to take a step forward. Don't give yourself too, if you set too high goals, goals have to be smart. If you set too high goals, it's difficult to achieve and you easily break down and then you lose track. Simple things that you can do every day, and every day you get to a short term and then you get to your long term. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe to the